Well, with our viewer video in mind, we have a local hunter here with a success story to tell us this year, Landon Beck. Landon, what are you holding in your hands there?
My 6-point deer.
Tell us a little bit about it. Who's this guy with you, by the way, that you brought along?
My dad.
Did he help? Did he help you on the? Did he help you on it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dad, by the way, Dad, were you carrying the camera?
I was, but there wasn't. Everything happened too quick. I couldn't get any footage.
I gotta tell you, I've been carrying cameras around with me now for hunting season for several years now. You and I both been doing that. That is hard.
It is hard.
It's hard to get to actually get your shot off or whatever. And I'll tell you a story about mine later on.
Especially when the deer come in behind you. We couldn't.
So you were assisting Landon to getting set up for that. Well, tell us about it. Landon, tell us what happened. Tell us about it.
Well, first we saw these deer. They were coming up from behind us, and then a buck and a doe came up right behind a tree stand. My dad was telling me to get the gun up and ready, and I was like, oh, no, I don't want to shoot it. I don't want to shoot it. So then...
Why didn't you want to shoot?
I don't know. I didn't want it to come back and hit me in the face.
He didn't have a rest. There was the tree stand had a rest that came down if the deer came in front of him.
So the word positioned itself. You had to get the gun stand.
Yeah, okay. And the gun's a little long for him, so he had a hard time getting it in the scope and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the deer came up right here. It was kind of walking away. It kind of stopped. I held it right. I had the scope right through the crosshairs.
Where'd you aim on the deer? What part of the deer?
Right behind the shoulder.
Right behind the shoulder. Good for you. Okay.
And pulled the trigger. The scope comes back, whacks me in the nose. And
now, hang on for a second. Yeah, we've all had that experience, Terry, haven't we?
I've had it done. Yes.
I think I've got a little scar above my eye from the same thing happening to me, and I bet you most people have had that experience. So, and you got that out of the way. It's your first deer hunt. You got that out of the way, Landon. So good for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Only because like I said, the stock was below underneath his armpit, so he could get
in an awkward position.
Exactly.
Okay. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yep.
You got to feed the family, right?
So I grabbed the gun I watched the deer. I grabbed the gun, jacking our shell in it. It jumps twice and falls over. I look back and he's got blood coming down his nose.
So it knocked you pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can take it.
Yeah.
It was funny.
All right. Well, what next? And then what happened next then?
I was kind of like saying to my dad, Dad, I need tissue. And he turns around and my nose is covered in blood. And then he's like, oh, I don't have any. So then eventually we get down, go see the deer, and my dad thought it was like a button buck, but it wasn't. It was just this 6-point. And then eventually, when we started gutting it, he found a tissue in his pocket. And eventually I wiped that off.
There you go. Now, some people are a little squeamish about the field dressing of the deer or whatever. What was that experience like for you, Landon? You'd witnessed that before, hadn't you?
Yeah.
You'd been with your dad? Okay.
Yeah.
But it was your buck now this time around. So,
yeah.
So what'd you think of that? Was it something? I mean, it's not going to keep you from going back next time, right? You're going again.
No, I thought it was, but it really wasn't that bad after all. I just didn't like all the noises that you'd have.
Once you get to be in about, it's maybe 8th or 9th or maybe even 10th grade in biology class, you'll be, like most of the mammals are all kind of inside, they're all pretty much the same. So you'll get you'll get some more experience with that as you get through some more school stuff. But you'll have a leg up on everybody when you get to those. You'll recognize what a heart looks like and what a liver looks like and lungs and all that kind of stuff. So now, Dad, did he hit it in the lungs? Is that where he got it?
Perfect shot. Double lunged it. Yes, perfect.
Oh boy, Landon, you're the man.
Mm-hmm.
So now I also took the camera with me this time around, and I had, of course, the jack cam. We showed that actually on our series once before. And deer coming, I turned the camera on and shoot, and down goes the deer. And it's like, hey, I actually got it on camera. I think we'll have some footage.
We have some footage here. It's good.
So the unfortunate part was the deer got up and ran, and I couldn't find it. So after hunting all season long,
strange.
The last a couple hours to go in the rifle season, I shoot my deer, and I'm happy about it. Several more passed by, and I'm okay. Well, I got mine. I don't have to worry about that. So. Anyways, just unfortunate how that happened to me once like 20 years ago or whatever, but every time I tell somebody, I've heard of that happening.
Yeah, it depends on where you hit it at.
It appeared to be a lung hit, but I don't think we can tell from the footage that we have. But the deer was in a small group, and I picked out the big one, shoot the big one, boom, down it went. Okay, I'm good. So I'm glad that you got one, because we have a favorite segment here on our Crawford County Outdoors where we get to cook up some of that stuff with our expert chef, Chef Lisa. So I bet you know Chef Lisa, by the way.
It's my mom.
Okay, all right. Well, we're not gonna take up too much time because we want to get to Chef Lisa cook up some of Landon's buck here, and I'm sure she's got a special recipe that she's working up over there. So Landon, congratulations, man!
Thank you.
I can't wait till next year when you come back on. Terry, congratulations to you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Sometimes this is a bigger deal for Dad.
I think I was more excited than he was. Yeah, for sure.
Won't be too long till your brother and you both are going to be going. So
Oh boy.
you're gonna be fighting over your dad's attention to get out that deer for you, right? You're gonna make him do it. You're gonna learn to do that yourself next time.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, congratulations again, Landon, and
Thank you.
stay tuned. We've got a special recipe coming up from Chef Lisa. Well, something smells pretty good. So, Chef Lisa Beck, you must have been working a little bit ahead of time there.
Just a little bit. I want to be ready for you.
Now, this has got to be extra special since Landon's first deer now, and you're going to make a special recipe with Landon's first deer.
It is. It is a special thing. And I'm making a very good recipe. Everyone will enjoy.
Okay.
Very easy, not fussy at all. A venison chili.
Perfect.
Okay, and
Perfect.
And the nice thing about this venison chili is that you can make it however you want. You can add what you want. I like to add extra vegetables to it.
Okay.
And you can do that. You don't have to, but that's kind of how I do mine. So even make it healthier than it already is.
Now, a short time ago, this meat that's in the cooker here now was running in the field.
It
And what
was.
was the process to get it from there to here? It's been ground.
It has been ground.
Which particular part of the deer was this? Do you recall?
Not particularly sure about that. I'm
Well,
not sure
let me
about
ask
that.
you a different question then.
Okay.
Do you, to brown, now you've already started this browning.
I
so
started the browning process.
do you brown it with anything in there?
I do. Before we package it, and Terry does package it himself. We mix it with either ground turkey,
Okay.
or lean ground beef. So it's half and half, and that solves a lot of problem for people who like everything but the burger, because they don't make the best hamburgers. They don't fall apart. It's very lean meat. So we mix it half and half, and everyone seems to
Okay.
enjoy that. So and it goes a little further.
Now, if you don't mix half and half, but now I think last time when we made something with ground, was it sloppy joes?
We did sloppy
No, we
joes.
browned them with olive oil first.
Right.
Do you need to put oil when you're doing it?
Sometimes, yeah, because you'll see we've browned this, and there is nothing to drain. Typically
Literally, there's no. When you
Right.
tip the pan over, there's no
There's
oil
no
running to
oil
the
at
side.
all. There's no oil at all, and sometimes you do need a little bit.
Okay.
But because we're going to add other things, we'll be okay with this recipe. We won't need to do that.
Okay.
So we can get started.
Good.
We have a pound of venison burger. Again, this is a pound of venison / beef, very lean beef mixed together, and we've browned that. So typically you would be draining the juices off. We don't have to do that. I have sautéed, just in a tiny bit of olive oil, a little bit of water, just some vegetables I had in my refrigerator. I did some carrots, some celery, and mushrooms. You can do whatever you want. You don't like this, you don't have to. But
If you like onions, you can put in.
You can put onions.
Maybe zucchini or
corn,
okay.
different types of beans other than the typical kidney bean. But this is what I had, so it was about a cup of each.
Okay.
And we're going to add that in there. Okay.
A little sizzle going.
Little sizzle. All right. And then you're going to do your...
I know my way around a can opener. Can I do one of those while you're
please
talking?
do, sure. Your
Okay.
typical red kidney beans.
Kidney beans.
And, I just look for, you can make your own chili sauce. I just look for the no MSG, a little healthier there. Or seasoned chili mix. It's very
Okay.
simple.
Is this a left-handed can
You
opener?
said that last time. No, it's not.
Maybe
there you
I'm
go.
holding it
There
upside
you go.
down. I was trying to do it left-handedly.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
And really, it's a matter of you don't drain any of your. You have your diced tomatoes too. They actually call for a smaller container of this, but I
Right in?
yeah, dump it in. We juices and
Do
all.
you take the juice right there?
Absolutely, don't rinse anything. You want that liquid in there.
Okay.
And I don't. I use a large jar of tomatoes because I want some more tomatoes in there. So that's just a large jar of diced tomatoes.
Okay. So I'm going to use this right-handed can
It
opener
is
with
a
my right hand this
There
time.
you go.
Okay.
That will help. And we'll just dump that in there, and then I'm just going to throw in my chili mix, dry chili mix. Like I said, I look for the low MSG or no MSG. Get those preservatives out of there, the healthier, because this is a very healthy meal, very lean, lots of vegetables. And once we add this mix, we'll let it simmer 10 minutes.
Just stir it around real good before
Yes,
you... Okay.
and then it'll be ready, and that's it. That's a nice, quick meal for you. I'd say, to ground or to brown the beef or venison, whatever you're using. We're using a combination. For this recipe, 20 minutes tops, and you can have dinner ready.
For the busy family.
For the busy family.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll let that cook and simmer for about 10 minutes, and it'll be ready for us to do our favorite part.
It looks beautiful.
And that's the tasting.
Lisa, why is it you suppose whenever, like, the things you make, whenever they get to be pretty close to being done, a crowd gathers? What?
It must be good.
Hey, Landon.
Smells great.
Landon, what do you
Thank you.
think? Now, you shot that deer a couple weeks ago, actually like 2 weeks ago today, or 2 weeks ago yesterday.
Yeah.
And look at that. There's a nice recipe your mother made there. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's good.
You think it's okay if we give it a try?
Yeah.
I think
All
we
right.
should. Now, boys, it's going to be a little hot. So
You always
Is
say
this
that.
heart healthy, Lisa?
this is heart healthy.
Oh, boy.
It is. We'll give it to the hunter for now. You want to be careful. That's hot in there, buddy. There you go.
I think this
Smells
is
great.
this is my favorite part of the
This
show.
is mine,
Terry, yeah.
too. Terry?
So this is your own recipe, Lisa?
It is. You take the regular version. I'm the type of person, I like to modify it, add a little more to it, do my own thing.
There's like an old saying, like at Thanksgiving, that the celebrators are involved, but the deer's committed, or the turkey's committed. So same thing here. Landon, the deer's committed to this recipe, and we're all involved. So. Well,
Okay.
here's to the hunter.
All right.
Very good.
Here.
Thank you.
Heart healthy. Can't ask for any more than that, huh, Dwayne?
Lisa, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
I might move in here. I like this.
Well, you
Move into
can
the tavern.
welcome to the
Upstairs.
table. Welcome. You're more than welcome. It's
I
good.
can't wait to see what you come up with for next time. Well, thank you to Castor for being with us and sharing your hunt from
Dwayne, was an
Africa.
excellent experience.
Terry, congratulations on Landon's buck.
Terry,
Landon,
thank you for your
you're the
hospitality
man.
tonight.
Chef Lisa,
Brandon.
thank you.
You're welcome.
As
Chef Lisa, you
always.
did a great job.
Thank you.
And especially thanks to the folks at home for joining us on Crawford County Outdoors. We'll talk to you next time.